Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's Poppin' Addy here with our 9th video. We are pumping these out. Today, we are going to be doing another League of Legends video, and that will be the top 10 most annoying, frustrating, infuriating champions to play against in League of Legends. Before we hop in, I want to say shout out to my now 20 subscribers. I think we're at 22. And we're now at the 3.5 thousand total views on just 9 videos. So that is awesome. I love to see that. Also appreciate the comments lots of people had critiques, especially about my Team Liquid video. Understandable. I get it. Die-hard Liquid fans. I'm sorry I didn't have all the facts right. So I took that, into account, and moving forward, we'll be a lot heavier on the research to make sure we have everything accurate for you guys. Outside of that, if you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe, and let's hop right into it. Before we get started, I just wanted to mention that this is also from the perspective of a hard-stuck silver to gold player at max. So these are all annoyances coming from low elo champs. Like, I get that a lot of these champions probably aren't annoying to play against if you know how to play against them. Or, a lot of y'all will say, just dodge this ability. Yeah, easier said than done at this elo. So here's my low elo list. To start us off at number 10, we have Veigar. Now, the reason we have Veigar on here, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know, when I started playing League of Legends, he was meta in the mid lane and so frustrating and annoying to play against. He was always banned because of that scaling AP due to his passive. Any takedown on an enemy champ, any killing of minions, any killing of jungle creatures grants him permanent AP. His Q, when it hits, grants him more AP. The W cooldown is lessened by the more stacks he has on his passive. And then, God, the most annoying ability of all of Veigar's kit is his E. If you've played against him, you know what I'm talking about. It's called the Event Horizon. It is the cage that stuns if you touch one of the sides. All right, and this cooldown goes from 20 to 14 when it gets maxed. Now, if you've played mid lane, you've gone against a Veigar, you know what it's like. You're sitting there, all of a sudden that cage pops up in your mid movement, you get stuck on the corner, you get hit with the W, the big circle, you're then hit with an immediate Q, and then you're hit with the ultimate, which is similar to the Q, except for it hits harder, and it scales based on missing health of you. So if you're already low from those first 3 attacks, you're definitely dead after the R. The reason people, or at least I, get so annoyed with this champion is it's easy to pick up, right? It's a low elo, strong champion to pick up if you're just starting. It's pretty straightforward, right? And they just spam those cages. It's just, and you get stuck, and then you just get nuked. And you'll see a kind of a common, trend in some of these picks of just ability to just nuke you once they get you stunned. This Veigar is easy to pick up. It's easy for lower level players. Hard to master, sure, right? But it pumps incredibly high damage in the late game due to the permanent AP growth based on its own abilities, not even having to do with the build, right? So that's why Veigar will be coming in at number 10. Up next, we have another of the 2-in-1s that I was talking about, and those are the jungle menaces of speed, Lilia and Rammus. Now, I'm sure we've all had encounters with both of these champions that were wildly annoying as they run you down in the jungle, especially Lilia, with her ability to kite you without getting touched by anything due to her movement speed. She is quick, she is agile, she is a pain to deal with, right? Especially when she puts you to sleep and then one-shots you. How can you have that high level movement speed and that ability to one-shot? Same with Rammus. Rammus, I believe, is the fastest character in the game. That thing flies around the jungle. It is just a pain to deal with. Also, people build it into a massive tank. It's just a speed demon that is unkillable. So that is, in my opinion, why these two are some of the most annoying champions to play against in all of the game, and especially when it comes to junglers. Up next at number 8 on our list is another duo. And these two are, in fact, the number 1 and number 2 most played mid laners in the entire game, and that is the brothers Yasuo and Yone. Now, the reason these champions are so incredibly infuriating to play against is they're heavy skill-based champions. So I understand the high skill ceiling allowing for really incredible plays, but to the outsider, it seems like they just have, especially Yasuo, unlimited dashes. And they also have the iconic Yasuo and Yone 1 in 10 power spike. Explain to me how a 1 in 10 Yasuo and Yone press his R and then all of a sudden gets a pentakill. I don't understand. It seems like this power comes out of nowhere. I don't get how it works, but it's incredibly frustrating to go against because if it's in the right hands, it is a scary champion to play against. So that concludes our Yasuo and Yone segment for today. Coming in at number 7 on our list, we have the menace in the jungle, the CC king, the AoE god, and that is Amumu. This little guy, this little mummy, is tanky as hell. It has seemingly unlimited CC. That Q, for some reason, I know it only has 2 charges, but when you're playing against him, feels unlimited. It legitimately feels like you're perma-CC'd whenever you play an Amumu. So many times I've been running through the jungle, been hit by a Q from the Amumu, stunned, hit me with his E, turns on his W, the little AoE abilities. I flashed over wall just to get hit with another Q, blind Q from over the wall into an R, which is another stun. And that's part of the reason Amumu is so good, because he's been at the top of win rates in the jungle for what seems to be multiple seasons now. He is so tanky, and he could change any team fight with his AoE abilities. We're in a big team fight. His team's losing. He Qs in, presses WER, stuns the entire other team, does massive amounts of AoE damage, and can literally change the tide of any team fight. So that is why Amumu comes in at number 7 on our list. At number 6 on our list of infuriating and annoying champions to lane against is honestly one of my permabans in the top lane, and that is Illaoi. Now, I know she's not that, big of an issue in higher elo. At least that's what I see in videos. And the biggest issue with all these videos is they tell you, just dodge the E. Yeah, sure. I would trust me, it's not like I'm trying to get hit by the E every time. I promise you. That E is so annoying. They're able to do so much damage while you're running away. And then the most frustrating part is all these tentacles that now spawn after. So you're trying to dodge for your life in between tentacles while also dodging Illaoi's abilities, while also dodging minion aggro and any other issues that might be going on. So that E grabs you, and then he can attack your ghost essentially unpunished. And God forbid you step up, and then he's hitting both the ghost and you with an ability, which is even worse. His Q is a bit of a ranged slap with a tentacle, and his W is the dash. But the reason Illaoi is so difficult and so game-changing in the top lane is the ultimate ability. Her ultimate, or Leap of Faith, says Illaoi smashes her idol into the ground, dealing physical damage to nearby enemies. A tentacle spawns for each enemy champion hit. And that last sentence is the biggest part of why she is so strong. When you're in a team fight and there's 5 of you on your team in the team fight, she comes up, presses R, and now there are 5 additional tentacles that spawn right there and just start smacking the entire team. I don't know. I think of any champion on this team, maybe Amumu you could put up in there too as like just crazy ultimate to change any team fight. But Illaoi is probably, maybe you could argue Yasuo and Yone too, right? But of the top laners, Illaoi is the most game-changing player on this list because she could, again, be 1 in 8, 1 in 7, ult into a team fight and win the team fight for her team and have a pentakill and now be back in the game. So that is why Illaoi is so incredibly frustrating to lane against and incredibly difficult to go up against on team fights. So that is why Illaoi takes number 6 on our list. All right, so we've made it into the top 5. So to start off our number 5 position in the top 5 of the most annoying champions to play against in League of Legends, we have another duo, and that is Xerath and Lux. Now, the reason I grouped them together is because, first off, their kits are very similar, and second off, they both are menaces in both support and mid lane, right? They both have high early game kill potential. They both output crazy amounts of damage from levels 1 to 3. We've all been in a bot lane with Lux popping E's and Xerath throwing those crazy Qs. Also, you can't really cheat in League of Legends. The only way to really cheat is scripting, and Xerath is the king of scripting. So that's another negative to why Xerath is so annoying to play against. But they also have the same sort of combo that is also fairly similar to Veigar, honestly. But that is the stun and just mow down. Both Xerath and Lux are kings of hitting with the Q for Lux and I believe the E for Xerath, stunning them, and then hitting the AoE ability, then hitting the ranged attack, and then finishing with the ult. And Xerath's ult is a pain to deal with. We've all been 1 HP running away from a Xerath, and he's dropping the little bombs all over the map. That range is absurd. He's killing you from a mile and a half away with that ultimate. I think it's fair to say we can all agree Xerath and Lux are so annoying to go up against, especially if they know what they're doing. Now, if they're not hitting any skill shots, these champions are actually useless. But any Xerath or Lux with half a brain who knows how to aim her mouse in a direction will be a menace and always in the game pumping out damage. So that wraps up why Xerath and Lux are number 5 on our list for most annoying champions. Coming in at number 4 on our list, we have the one and only Heimerdinger. Heimerdinger can play top lane. Heimerdinger can play mid lane. Heimerdinger can play support. I've seen a Heimerdinger play ADC. I've seen a Heimerdinger try to jungle. I don't know why these Heimerdinger mains think that their champ can do anything. But let's be honest here. It is arguably one of the most frustrating champs to go against, and that's why it hits number 4 on our list. Because of those goddamn turrets. Dude. If you've played against a Heimerdinger, you know what I'm talking about. Those turrets are the bane of my existence. Those things output ungodly amount of damage for a turret. He puts 3 of those things down, and your wave's gone, and then you try to, God forbid, you walk up and try to destroy one yourself. It's doing more damage than your abilities can do. It's crazy. And oh my god, if he puts down an R, you're just gone. You can't step up. You can't lane. Heimerdinger, I'm convinced Heimerdinger mains don't know how to lane at all. They just use their turrets to do everything for them. I've tried it. Now, here, I'll give you credit, Heimerdinger mains. I don't mean to shit on you that much. And it's harder than it looks, all right? It looks way easier than it actually is, but it is so annoying to go against because those turrets, man, they output insane damage while he's not even in the lane. So I don't get it. It is so frustrating to go against, and that's why Heimerdinger lands at number 4 on our most annoying champs list. Coming in at number 3 on our list is no surprise to anybody. If you played League of Legends, you know that this is an annoying champion, and some of you will probably argue that she should be higher up on the list, but that is Yuumi, the cat support herself. Now, let me make this clear. Yuumi is not fun to play. It's not fun to play against. God forbid, Yuumi attached to a bruiser, it's game over. If you are a bit fed and you have a Yuumi with you, you are 1v9 immediately. Yuumi has been tried by pro champs to be deleted so many times. Yuumi at Worlds 2022 was picked or banned in 95% of the games. She was banned 68 and was only played in 8 games. In each of those 8 games, the team that had the Yuumi won the game. Yuumi, it is crazy to me that Riot put in a champion that you can play with one finger. It is so wild. If you've seen Tyler 1 play it while eating a bowl of soup, that is just the average Yuumi experience. Players don't like playing with a Yuumi on their team, and they don't like playing against a Yuumi. It is painful for the ADC to have a Yuumi on your side because of how weak she is early, yet if you're going against her, it seems like she's unkillable. I don't know how that works. It is wild. Now, they've reworked her, which has been better. She's not as prevalent in pro play, and she's more bearable in solo queue. But let's be honest here. This champion should not be in the game. If you play, why do you play? Who plays this champion? Why even play the video game if you're going to play Yuumi? Like, go play something else if you want to just sit around and click one button. Like, go play Cookie Clicker or something. That's crazy. She can heal you to full instantly. She's got stuns. She's actually got damage. I see people trying to play her top lane. Anyways, I'm sorry for that rant. If I offended you and you're a Yuumi main, like, why would you play League of Legends to choose a champ like Yuumi? It seems so boring. Don't you want to, like, I don't know, do something in the game? Oh, well. That's my take. Sorry for the rant. Yuumi comes in at number 3. Coming in at our number 2 spot here, and again, I might be a little bit biased here because I am a jungle main. But the number 2 most annoying and infuriating player to play against is none other than Shaco the Jester. You all know what I'm talking about. He currently has a 30% ban rate. 30%! That's crazy. And he's not even that meta right now. He's just that annoying to play against. Oh my goodness. Yes, His downside is he is a glass cannon. He can output crazy burst damage and wild amounts of outplay ability. The problem is he's got so many ways to escape and so many ways to go invisible, it doesn't matter. Now, I thought about adding in Evelynn here for the invisibility and the kit that Eve has that is annoying with the charms. But frankly, I think Shaco has earned number 2 spot on his own because it is that infuriating to play against. He comes out of nowhere, you run into a box, he's got his clone out, he plays dumb, and you attack the clone instead of thinking it's him. Now you're in a triple box, and he throws 1E and you're dead. His ability to just perma-lock you in a fleeing while doing crazy amounts of backstab damage and then just disappearing into thin air is wild. Honestly, researching Shaco to make this video, I watched Pink Ward's montages, and that's you're gonna be seeing right now on the screen. It makes me want to play Shaco jungle because it looks the crazy amounts of just outplay and brilliant, like, but so infuriating to play against. You're minding your own business, hanging out. You walk a step back, you're now fleeing, then you're backstabbed, then he hits you with the E, then he vanishes again, and then all of a sudden his clone's in front of you. You think it's him, you kill the clone, or one of your dumb teammates kills the clone, and now we're all 3 fleeing, and they just, it's so infuriating to play against. I think you all know what I'm talking about here. Shaco is hands down one of the most infuriating champions to ever have to see anywhere on the map because it's going to come when you least expect it. You're sitting there minding your own business laning, and then all of a sudden, bang, you're one shot, and Shaco's gone. You don't even you see him for maybe a frame, and then he's gone. So that is why Shaco comes in at number 2 on our list. Coming in at number 1, to nobody's surprise, let's be honest here, everyone and their mother saw this one coming. But coming in at number 1 is Teemo. Played mostly top lane. I've seen it in jungle. I've seen some people try to ADC Teemo. I've seen Teemo support. Teemo can be played anywhere. And it is, oh my god, there's a reason everybody hates Teemo. There's a reason Professor will say soulless under your name if you're a Teemo main. Because it is just his ability. So he's got his E, which is his poison, and the poison damage is just ticking constantly if he can just hit that E. He outranges most top champions. His Q blinds, so if you're an AD champion top, you are screwed because you can't get any damage off. You gotta be able to use abilities. His W is a speed boost, so he's able to hit you with, an EQ auto, and then be out before you even have a chance to react. And Lord Almighty, the main reason Teemo is the most annoying champ to play against are the shrooms. Late game Teemo, if Teemo mains just put them in bushes, put them all around the map, you step on one of those, there goes half your health. You're slowed. Oh my god. We've all been there going up to a drag fight, and then someone steps on a shroom, and then we're all now at half health, and we get shit on because of one Teemo shroom. Teemo is by far just, the most infuriating champion to have to lane against because he's never really out of the game. Yeah, he's not outputting much damage, and if you don't really know how to play him, maybe he's not going to 1v9, right? But if he knows where to put shrooms, you can still feel his impact even late game on a 1-9 Teemo. He is still going to be able to impact the game by just throwing down as many Rs as he can. That is why Teemo comes in as number 1 on our most infuriating champions to play against. So that'll wrap up our top 10 most infuriating, annoying, frustrating champions to play against in League of Legends. If you like this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe. If you thought that I missed a champion or there's someone that you thought was more annoying than someone I have on the list, let me know. I make mistakes. I could have forgotten somebody, or there might be somebody at a higher elo who I just don't see. So let me know what your thoughts are. I read all the comments, so be sure to comment down below and I'll respond. Thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day.